Now we're gonna add some raw aiming motions in this model, and we're gonna master tracking finally, right? So we're gonna talk about why do we practice tracking, do we use wrist or forearm, and I'm gonna give you some few exercises to practice it, right? So at first we've mastered strafe catching, we've mastered keyboard aiming, and we have used tracking before, but we didn't try to practice it separately, right? So now it's time to master head tracking, like we've mastered previous steps, right? So why do we practice tracking? Like we just improve microcontrol, right? Like for example, you have long distance fight, like on Haven, on C-Long, or right there on Ascent, and you know how to catch the strafes, you know how to do strafe shots, and when you also need to be able to perform micro adjustments here, like micro control while you're moving, right? So in this situation, you're gonna strafe shot, like you're gonna move left to right, just being evasive, right? To increase enemy time to kill, and at the same time, you need to be able to track enemy's head, right? To actually just do, to hit the headshot, right? So, like in this exercise, we only use our wrists. Like we're gonna talk about using wrist and forearm and power positions in lesson 5. But here we just only use our wrist like this. Okay. So okay, exercise number 1. You just do tracking on middle distance, right? Like this. Just lock enemy's head. It's pretty basic exercise. I'm sure that that you've seen this on YouTube, right? But it's still super valuable, and you need to build this muscle memory for yourself. The same on long distance. You just again, you need to lock your crosshair on enemy's head and do the strafes left and right until you feel comfortable with it, and until your crosshair is gonna be like 90% of time on bot's head. Okay. Next exercise is gonna be middle distance with moving bot, like, but you're not gonna how do I say? It's gonna be much easier to do this, but you're not gonna start doing this exercise until you get comfortable with 2 previous ones, right? So you get comfortable with previous exercise, you start hitting like 95% accuracy, and then you switch to this exercise on middle distance, right? So maybe you start doing this exercise like only after like few days, okay? Exercise number 4 is the same, like long distance, but with a moving bot, okay? And once you're gonna feel comfortable with all the previous exercises, you're gonna feel difference when you gonna do this many bots exercise after tracking. It's gonna be much easier for you to switch between targets, especially on short distances, like from here to here, you know, while you're moving. So it's essential to practice the previous exercises to master your tracking and combine everything together. So, and your practice routine is going to be like this. Like at first, you practice tracking in mid-range and long range, and you can spend here like around, I don't know, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, like 3 days a week until you get comfortable with tracking thing. So I want you to make sure that your crosshair is going to be on the bot's head like 95% of the time, right? And once you've mastered these exercises, you can switch to these 2 exercises with the moving bot. Just to, it's going to be support exercise, right? So it's really important that you focus your you focus only on first 2 exercises here, like tracking on long range and mid range, like especially on long range, because this is actually what you can implement in real game when you fight, when you get like fight on long distance, right? Especially like on C long on Haven, or on middle on the sand when you perform counter strafes, right? These 2 exercises are gonna be like I don't know, just to challenge yourself.